Hey guys, what is up? It is Alex here with another career mode on F1 2012. We didn't have a great qualifying in the Japanese Grand Prix. We start 18th, so we dropped down in Q1. I tried to do something different. I started on the prime tyres, but look at the track. It's actually damp, and look at all the cars just going so slowly. I'm actually using all my curves, and look, the track is just completely wet into turn 1, and there's just spray everywhere. I'm just trying to avoid every single car. Everybody's going sideways and just trying to avoid everyone. They're swerving all over the place and going into this corner, and then I'm losing, getting no grip, trying to go into the corner, hit Vettel on the outside, and then Button comes through on the inside, and there's just side-by-side action. It's crazy because everyone's just tiptoeing around. It's really like there's no grip on the track. The track's just damp, and we have nowhere to go. And I don't know how to describe it. The track was just damp, and we all started on the dry tyres, so it's a bit weird. Well, the team sent us all out on the dry tyres. You can see they're getting a slide on, nearly completely wiping out the cars behind me. But luckily, I didn't lose it, and luckily, I kept it on the track. And wow, what a first couple of laps this was going to be. But very crazy what the AI do at the end of this lap, and you'll see in a second. But still trying to keep Button right in front of me. He's going really, really slowly. But I just have no grip on the tyres. I'm on the prime tyres. I've got less grips than the options, which they're all on. And it's just hard to keep it on the track, and then going around this corner, nearly losing it completely. Button going really slowly in the corner, and wow, he's just like not moving through the corner, so slow. And now we're getting a bit of speed up, but then around these couple of corners they back it down a bit again. But then I get a bit sideways onto the grass. So I didn't really turn in enough, and obviously you need to turn in quite a bit on the wet surfaces. And then there we nearly lose it completely once again, getting onto the grass and getting sideways. Nearly completely finishing my race there would have been quite bad. But yeah, coming down the back straight now, we've got Button just ahead of us, and I think it was Hamilton and a couple of other guys just in front of them. But for us, the main point is that Vettel is behind us, and he's our rival, and that's always good to have him behind us because that means that we're going to score more points than him. And then running wide at 130R, losing a bit of time there. Button's still ahead of us by a second. We got nearly Vettel to 2 seconds now. They're really slow into the final corner. Contact is made with Button, and then Button hits Hamilton. Very sloppy into the lap there. But then look at that. The AI are all pitting. I don't really know why. The track isn't actually that wet, and we're just going to continue around because we could actually make an absolutely amazing situation out of this because the AI might absolutely fail out of this, and we might actually win time out of this instead of losing time. So yeah, that was a pretty crazy first lap, and then we'll move on to the third lap. You can see here, just going around, still in the lead, setting the fastest lap of the race. Alonso's 11 seconds behind us after his pit stop. And then I'm going to zoom in on the mini-map in a second here. You can look there. The AI are actually pitting once again because they're going to pit once again and put on the dry tyres because now they realise that the dry tyres are the best tyres to be on. And I think they went on to the Inters for one lap. But anyway, let's skip ahead to lap 8. We've got about, I think it's a 19 or second gap to Alonso after his 2 pit stops now, and we're going to come in for our only pit stop of the race, and we're going to try and make it as fast as possible, and hopefully we'll rejoin in the lead because it does look like we've got a pretty decent gap. And we've been setting faster laps each and every time we've gone round now, and the track's just been drying out and drying out and drying out. And yeah, coming into the pit lane right now. And even though we pitted, we lost 4 attempts on our fastest lap. And the Sauber team going to do a pretty good job here, putting us onto the option tyres. And we're going to switch it into the fast fuel mode when we come out of the pit stops. Looks like we've got a nice gap to Alonso. And he's not coming across the line yet, is he? Yeah, 16 seconds behind us. But it's going to be close coming out the pit lane. He's coming out side by side. And he's going to... Look, is he there? Is he there? Oh, wow. He's got so much more speed. And we come out just behind Alonso. And after all that, it's quite nice to come out in third or second position even. And, you know, pretty crazy first couple of laps. And considering what happened, it's a pretty amazing result to be up into second position. Now we're going to skip to the last couple of laps of the race, the last 3 and a bit laps of the race, because this is when it got really, really interesting. I put it into the fast fuel mixture, and I had Alonso right in front of me. I think he was running in the normal fuel mixture, so it kind of balanced out. And you must remember in Suzuka this year, or last year even, the Sauber was actually a very fast car, so you know it's sort of a bit more realistic here than doing well in Singapore. But yeah, so here we go, coming across the line. We've actually got past Alonso. They're doing a 41.7, a fast lap time there, and then getting past Alonso in the process. Now he's got DRS. He's going to go for the move. No, he's not. He's going to duck back in, and I guess he was just too scared to go for the move because it was a bit of a crazy place to overtake. Then running wide and losing a bit of time there, but luckily still Alonso and Hamilton there. It looks like only 3 people are realistically going to win this race. So getting back the lead from Alonso was also a good thing because it now puts me back up to the front, obviously, and it also gives me a bit more control of the race, and I could probably slow it down if I wanted to. But getting these couple of corners a little bit wrong and getting a bit sideways, getting into the gravel a little bit, making Alonso and Hamilton get right back up to the back of me, and they're going to be catching me in the next couple of corners. And look at that, 7/10 down on my pace lap, not going as fast as I'd like here, and Alonso and Hamilton definitely catching up to the back of us, and they look like they will be prancing on any opportunity I make a mistake. And as I say, make a mistake going onto the outside of the corner, getting onto the marbles, and Alonso going around on the inside and taking the lead back from me. A stupid mistake there from me, trying to use as much curves now to try and get back past, try and get in the slipstream, and that was a stupid mistake from me, but now I can definitely try and have an opportunity to get the lead back. Going into that corner, definitely not a good idea to go through that corner. I think that's spoon curves, and definitely not a good idea to try and get past there, as there is literally no opportunity. And now Alonso seems to have got the advantage on us now, and we've got Hamilton right behind us, using our curves to try and get back into the slipstream opportunity and get back past him down the home straight. And 3 attempts to him now. We're going to probably get the DRS into the home straight, but it's going to be a tough one because Alonso is a very feisty competitor. Now going for it down the inside. No, he doesn't really leave any space. I've got to go for the inside a bit. And Alonso covering the opportunities just as as amazingly as he does in real life. And now we're going to have the DRS. We're in the slipstream too. And I don't know why I duck out of the slipstream there. That's a bit of a stupid of me. And that lost me even more time. And Alonso seems to have took the position back, and he'll stay from that position. I'm trying to go around the outside. That wasn't ever going to work, but worth the try. And so now Alonso's back in front of us. 1 lap later, we are still separated by 1/10 of a second. And look at that on the minimap. We can hardly see us. 3 cars are separated by literally 1/10 of a second. And Alonso looks like he's going to try and pull us away. But luckily, we are in the fast fuel mode. And my rival Vettel, which is down in 9th position, is setting a 40.7 lap time, which is actually the fastest lap of the race, so he's doing well. Now we're setting our fastest first sector of the race, and definitely trying to catch Alonso, but it's going to be hard because we're not exactly the fastest driver. Hamilton is still right behind us. Then Button does a 40.6 to beat Vettel's lap time, trying to go down the inside of Alonso, and there's no gap there, but he's turned in on me, and the 2 bits of contact are made there, but Alonso still leads the race. No penalty from me as I did slow all the way down. Now Alonso's quite slow through these couple of corners. We used a bit of curves, trying to get through there. That's a stupid idea to try and go through there, as there's literally no opportunity. Then going through spoon curves again, another stupid move maybe from there was going to happen if I was a bit more eager, but I didn't want to cause a crash, so I didn't go for the move. And now trying to use a bit more curves to get in the slipstream, just like last lap. And you can see on the mini map that person in 4th place even is actually Paul di Resta, and he's holding up a bunch of cars all the way down to 9th place on the grid. And that's a bit crazy how he's holding up so many cars. But trying to go for a move down the inside of Alonso. Alonso covering once again, so we had to sort of take evasive action and try and go down the inside, but that was obviously a bit stupid. But now we're going to be back in the slipstream with Alonso. We're going to have DRS once again, using the curves this time, setting a lap time only about 6/10 slower than our fastest, so we're actually on pace once again. And now Alonso trying to go for a decent turn 1. We're trying to go around the inside, then the outside, and it's just not really working out. Alonso's still there. He's got the place, and he's going to look like he's going to take it now. He looks like he's got it for the rest of the lap, unless he makes any more mistakes. I mean, the hairpin is pretty slow, and but we might take him there, but I doubt it, because he's going to probably pull away. And getting grass on my tyres here, that's going to compromise us for the next couple of corners. Running wide, and no, getting onto the curve, flying up in the air, and that was a bit of a fail there, dropping down to 3rd position. But let's be honest, I didn't expect starting 18th on the grid to be leading the race and being the chance of a podium. Then once again getting sideways, luckily holding it once again, losing 3.6 seconds on our pace lap time. And as I said earlier, I didn't ever expect to be leading the race, and obviously didn't expect to be in the opportunity for a podium. So look at the queue that di Resta's holding up just behind in the bottom of your screen. But di Resta's definitely got that 4th position in the bag, unless anybody goes for a crazy move. But Hamilton's still in reaching distance if he made mistakes, but he's not going to, because he's a great driver, and so is Alonso. And the title battle in Suzuka and the whole championship is going down in this race. The top 2 are separated by like 22 points in the Drivers' Championship, and it looks like Alonso is going to claw back 7 more points by taking the win in this one. And we still got 3 seconds to Hamilton, but let's be honest, those guys were actually outclassing the whole field today, and I was just lucky with the fuel and the pit stops and everything that I got this 3rd position, and it was quite lucky how it ended. And pretty happy with that 3rd place. Let's be honest, I didn't think I was going to be ending up in 3rd after such a crazy race. My teammate finishes 16th, Vettel finishes 9th, and pretty amazing race for me in Suzuka. A very, very interesting one, and I definitely enjoyed racing it. So Alonso wins from Hamilton, I'm in 3rd, and then De Resta, Webber, Grosjean, Massa, Schumacher, Vettel, and Raikkonen ends up in 10th place. And then we'll move on to the Drivers' Championship in a second here. Hamilton now leads by 15 points. Grosjean is 3rd with 157. I am in 4th somehow with 148 points. And Mark Webber is in 5th with 141 points. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you had a wonderful day. It's been Alex. I'm out here. Bye.